It's time now for a look at latest in local news. In the news, U.S. Senator Raphael Warnock has won, has won his re-election bid over his Republican opponent, Herschel Walker. He won 51% of the vote in Tuesday's election. Both Warnock and Walker spoke to their supporters last night. Warnock saying after a hard-fought campaign, it was his honor to utter the four most powerful words in a democracy, and that is the people have spoken. Walker thanked his supporters, telling them they put up one heck of a fight. Walker says there's no excuses in life. He says he's not making any excuses now. Once again, Raphael Warnock elected to another term in Washington, D.C. Here in Wayne County, it was all Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker walks the dog in Wayne County. He totals 7,284 votes to Warnock's 1,942. Early voting, Walker received 3,151 votes to Warnock's 1,221. Absentee by mail, Walker 278, Warnock 121. Election day votes, Walker 3,855 to Warnock 600. Again, the total 9,235 Wayne County voters voted out of a possible 17,579. 52% turnout here in Wayne County for this runoff election. Again, the total was for Walker. Again, he easily won Wayne County. And the total was 7,284 for Walker. Warnock 1,942 in the runoff here in Wayne County. Jesup City Commissioners met Tuesday evening at City Hall. Once again, Mayor Ralph Hickox got to vote as the board was split 3-3 on whether or not to allow Water Department Supervisor Anthony Crawford to seek bids for a mini excavator for the Water Department. Crawford was on the agenda asking for permission to bid out the piece of equipment, which he and the city manager, Rose Marcus, stated was much needed for the department. Commissioners Tim Cockfield and Bill Harvey disagreed, saying they felt the city was simply spending too much money. Harvey stated, quote, "We approved $65,000 for this, $60,000 for that. This is taxpayers' money," end quote. Commissioner Tim Cockfield stated that city departments can simply share the current excavator that they have. Motion was made to allow Crawford to bid for the piece of equipment. The discussion unraveled from there, an argument on the rules of order. Best to let you listen in to what took place Tuesday.
I've done that before.
Okay.
I want a clarification from the attorney. When somebody calls the question, you don't vote on that original motion. You have to vote on calling the question. Then you vote on the original motion. Is that right, Mr. Attorney?
Tim, you got input about the subject?
Yeah, I've got input. I'm inputting about this right here. He called the question.
The subject?
We're having a middle of discussions.
And you have a problem, what's your problem with buying this machine?
I think we've got too much equipment for something to sit over here 2 or 3 days, and then this one's sitting over here 2 or 3 days. These departments, I mean, we're a small city, they can share this thing.
That's been noted, they can. The word said that has been noted. Does anybody else have any other input? If not, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Commissioner House?
Yes.
Commissioner Harvey?
Wait a minute.
The motion is, the motion is second to allow him to, Mr. Cole,
Allow him to bid.
Just a minute.
No.
Okay.
Commissioner Armstrong?
I'm gonna say no at this time because it's still in my head about buying one not too terribly long ago, so
Commissioner Sherman?
let it be. It is.
Commissioner Cockfield?
What's your vote?
I said yes, let them go ahead and just
You
do
said,
it.
hey, you didn't say yes. I vote no.
Commissioner Todd?
Yes.
It's 3-3, correct?
It is.
I'm gonna break the tie with yes.
Once again, the motion was to simply allow the Water Department Supervisor to bid out the piece of equipment. No vote to allow him to purchase anything at this time, just to seek a bid. Commissioners Ray House, Pam Schuman, Stanley Todd voted in favor of letting him bid it out. Commissioners Bill Harvey, Tim Cockfield, and Charlie Armstrong voted against. Again, it ended up a 3-3 tie under City Jesup Charter. In case of a tie, the mayor gets to cast a deciding vote, so the mayor voted yes. So Anthony Crawford can seek bids for the piece of equipment, again, a mini excavator for the Water Department. Other news, they approved the Georgia DOT contract for manholes. On the agenda, 4 public hearings for rezoning property. 3 of the 4 passed last night. 1 was voted against. They approved rezoning 261 North Wayne Street property across from the tag office. The purpose is to construct a duplex. They approved rezoning 225 and 242 North First Street Roy Davis property, selling to Dan Ogden, who wants to put an ice machine on the property and an electric sign. And they approved rezoning 175 Peachtree Street from R1 to P4. Owners, Mrs. O'Quinn wants to make it a rental property near the hospital. The rezoning of 635 East Cherry Street from R2 to PR was voted down. A neighbor objected to the rezoning at the meeting. Board met in executive session, discussed personnel. No action was taken. And let's look at your Tuesday's meeting from last night at City Hall. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, Wayne County Superior Court in session today. Defendant Shayla Britton and her attorney, Jonathan Lockwood, will be in court in front of the Superior Court Judge Roger Lane, hoping the judge will reconsider her current sentence of 20 years, serve 12 for her guilty plea and her role in the death of 17-year-old Lester Dennison. Britton came from prison and testified for the state in their case against 3 other defendants a couple of weeks ago in Wayne County Superior Court. All were found not guilty in the murder case held 2 weeks ago here in Wayne County. Defendants Tyler Wooten, Christopher McCormick, and Arian Maxwell all were acquitted of the charges, while Britton had accepted a plea agreement with the state and for her guilty plea received a 20-year sentence with the first 12 to be served in prison. Shayla Britton testified that she did sell the Xanax pills to Lester Dennison, who handed her 2 $20 fake bills, but she did not know they were fake until she took them back to Brunswick to McCormick and Maxwell. She testified she didn't know anyone that fateful night had a gun, and that she left Fender Road that night not knowing that anyone had been shot or killed. She testified that she never had a gun, never fired a gun, and was testifying in order to get justice for her friend Lester Dennison, who was shot and killed on Fender Road back on December 15th of the year 2020. Once again, she's the only person in jail serving time. She's hoping for a lighter sentence today for her cooperation and testimony for the state in their case against the 3 other defendants. Decision will be made by Judge Roger Lane today. He oversaw the trial, heard her testimony in court, and the hearing set for this morning. We'll have a full report for you tomorrow here on the local news. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes in news, Jesup Community Blood Drive set for Monday, December 19th, 1 to 6 p.m. at the Calvary Baptist Church Gymnasium, sponsored by the Jesup Shriners Ladies Auxiliary. And to make an appointment, please visit redcrossblood.org, enter Jesup to schedule an appointment. Once again, the date, Monday, December 19th from 1 to 6 p.m. at the Calvary Baptist Church Gymnasium. City of Scriven getting ready for their Christmas in the Park, Thursday, December 15th from 6 to 9 p.m. Activities include bonfires, hot chocolate, s'mores, marshmallows, popcorn, 42,000 pounds of real snow, lighting of the tree at dark. Free admission. They do ask the kids 12 and under be accompanied by an adult. Location will be the Grace Community Center Park, 501 Bill Royal Street in Scriven, Georgia. Chamber of Commerce once again will host the annual Eggs and Issues Breakfast. It's set for January the 5th, year 2023 at Coastal Pines Technical College. The time will be from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Our local representatives will be on hand to give a preview of what they expect will take place in Atlanta during the legislative session. On hand will be State Senator Blake Tillery, along with State Representative Stephen Meeks and Buddy DeLoach. Tickets for the event are $25 for chamber members, $35 for non-members. Tickets are now available for purchase. Simply call the chamber at 427-2028, or you can stop by the chamber in person. Again, Eggs and Issues set for January 5th, year 2023. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.